Hi, welcome to another episode of Garden to Garnish. I am going to show you in this episode how to plant out into pots and containers. So if you want to know how to plant up a strawberry, keep watching. There are a few benefits to planting out into pots. Number one, you can move them around. So if your garden gets a bit of sun in the morning and then somewhere else in the afternoon, you can move your plants to suit. They're also perfect for small spaces. So you can have a little pop of colour, whether you've got a balcony or a larger patio. Plus, you can use whatever soil suits your plant. So picking your perfect pot is really important, and it's all about size. So the size of your pot needs to suit the size of your plant. So for example, the lavender that we've got on our deck is in a fairly medium to large size pot, and that's because the plants are medium to large. Here I'm going to be showing you how to plant out your strawberries, and strawberries are fairly small to medium I would say, and so I'm going to plant them out in a small to medium pot. Pots generally have a hole in the bottom, and that is to help with drainage. Another top tip I would give you is terracotta is really inexpensive, and I also think it looks really great, particularly on patios. Soil is vital to making sure your plants do well in your pots. Here I am using a multi-purpose, and it's got a little bit of feed in there. If your plant needs a little bit of added drainage, then you can always add some gravel or some grit to your mix. Alternatively, you can use a little bit of perlite. Okay, so first things first is we're going to fill the pot with soil. And the important thing here is to not fill it all the way up to the top. You need to leave a little bit of room so that your plant can fit in. So that is about enough to be starting with. Yeah. So now I'm going to take my strawberry plant and I'm just going to pop it in there. Lovely. So next, you need to very carefully tease your plant out, and you've got to be really careful. Some of its roots might have connected to the bottom of the pot, so just be really gentle and tease it out. Give it a little squeeze. It's got lovely strong roots, this one. Okay, so now I'm going to place the plant into my pot. So now I am going to very gently put the soil. In fact, I'm going to do it with my hands because I need to be really delicate, and it's very breezy today. So again, this is really important. You can take your time on this. Part of the joy of gardening is just taking your time in enjoying it. So I'm just sort of placing the soil, giving it a bit of a feel as I take it round the edges gently. And again, having this potting tray is really helpful because it keeps things a little bit more tidy than they would be ordinarily. So now I am just giving everything a little bit of a firming in, and that's really important so you don't have any air gaps. You want it to be nice and cozy in here. And the top of your plant, the top of the kind of root ball needs to be in line with your soil. Now ideally you want about 2.5 centimetres from the top of your soil and your plant to the top of your pot. Don't fill it up all the way, and that's just so that it makes for more effective watering. And once it's in, this is the time to give it a little water. Once you've potted up, it's really important to maintain the health of your plants. And this time of year, I would probably water the containers if it hasn't rained about once a day. And then in the heat of summer, you may even want to water them 2 or 3 times a day, depending on what the plant is and depending on how, assess the soil and see whether it looks dry. You can then use some feed from about April. So that might be tomato feed or a general multi-purpose. And all of that is available online or in a garden centre. So now I'm going to do a little bit more potting up. I'm going to pop this mint into this pot. Really important, if you are growing mint, keep it separate from all your other herbs, because it's a bit of a bully, if I'm honest. It likes to take up all of the space. It will completely wreck your other herbs. So make sure your mint is on its own in a pot. So I'm going to pop that one up. Also, I am going to pot up this lovely viola. Again, this is an annual, so that means that it flowers for 1 year only. And I'm going to pot that up into this bucket. I found this beautiful container on the building site when they had finished building, and it's beautiful with flowers tumbling over the edges. So I'm going to plant that one up as well. And you might have noticed these tulips that are just coming up. Well, these were planted at the end of last season, and they are just coming up and they look absolutely beautiful. Again, in this very, very reasonably priced terracotta pot. And talking of bulbs, I'm going to cover summer bulb planting in my next episode. So thank you for watching. Hopefully that's inspired you to plant out some lovely plants in containers. Coming up just a minute, in the top right will be a subscribe button, so if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be fab. See you next time.
All of us is you and me and they and them and he and she. All of us cross rivers and streams, eat green beans, tangerines. All of us turn up the radio. Where we're going, man, I don't know, but I go where you go and you go where I go.